everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is called Slow Burn. So the monthly theme for July on my channel is the element of fire, and this practice, I find, the slow way of moving, is a really great way to feel more sensitively and deliberately into muscle activation. So sometimes we think that going slow might be easier, but I find it's actually the opposite. Usually these slower flows require so much focused awareness and such deliberate activation that they end up being really challenging and stimulating, I find. So I hope that you enjoy this class. All that you'll need is yourself and some place to move, and whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll get started today from Sukhasana. So find your way here to an easy seat. Let your sitting bones settle down as the hips open, letting the knees fall wide to the earth. And then bring your palms either to face up toward the sky or to face down toward the earth on your thighs. And take a moment to just soften into your body. Check in with how you're feeling. And then notice as you become aware of your sensations, if you begin to attach any labels or judgments to what you're experiencing. If that's the case, see if you can drop those judgments. And so that whatever you're feeling is allowed to happen in the raw form, in whatever way it's currently shaped. And then begin to drop into your breath. Try to slow the breath so that you can really feel as it fills up from your low belly, running up your spine, all the way to the tops of your lungs. And then when you exhale, allow the breath to flow like a river back down that same channel. Take a big, full, clean inhalation through your nose. And then a big sigh out of your mouth. Soften your jaw, let it go. And now take a moment to feel the effects of that release, of that sigh. Notice if the shoulders have softened, if the face is more relaxed, and if you're maybe just more aware of your physical body. And let's do one more sigh like that. Inhale through your nose, fill all the way up from bottom to top. Open mouth, exhale, clean, clear sigh. Let that settle. And then take your next inhale through your nose. Find a slight constriction in the back of your throat. Really feel what it's like to breathe. When you exhale this time, seal your lips and breathe out through your nose. Ujjayi pranayama. Take one more full inhalation here through your nose. Exhale out of your nose. You can keep your eyes closed or blink them softly open. Bow your chin down towards your chest. Open the back of your throat. And then roll your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Stay conscious of the left shoulder drawing down your back to open into the neck. And then lift your eyes up toward the sky. Open your throat. Roll the left ear down toward left shoulder. Right shoulder draws down your back. Breathe through the lines of your neck. And then revolve chin back toward chest. Go the other way. Left ear toward left shoulder. And then let your head fall back so the front of your throat can open wide in your collarbones. And then let the right ear drop down toward your right shoulder. Head is heavy. And finally, bow your chin back towards your chest. Neutralize your spine. Lift the crown of your head toward the sky. And as you breathe in, circle your fingertips all the way wide to the sides and then up overhead. Bring your palms to touch. As you exhale, grab for the left wrist with your right hand. Lift up and out of the lines of your waist, and then start to curl a little bit toward the right side of your mat. Contract your right ribs down toward your hips. And feel an opening into the left side body through all your ribs. Keep the left sitting bone anchored, gaze toward the sky. Breathe in to rise back up through center. As you exhale, grab for the right wrist with the left hand, slide both shoulders down your back, elongate through your spine, and then imagine that the very top of your skull is just being pulled up, but slightly toward the left to create this beautiful arc in the right side body. Inhale, rise back up through center. As you exhale this time, drop your right fingertips down beside you, off your mat, and then arc through the left side body, contract right side body. Maybe you lower all the way down to the right elbow or just intend it toward the mat. Inhale through center, rise, lift the gaze. And exhale, left palm down. Maybe eventually the elbow makes its way toward the mat. Big opening through the right side body. Inhale, rise all the way back to center. And as you exhale, palms come down to prayer at heart center. Close your eyes. Take a moment to feel how evenly you can be anchored to the earth and to the sky. You can imagine yourself like a plant. So deep roots are growing down from the base of where you sit. But then your head is reaching for the light, lifting toward the sky. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. And it could just be to slow down. It could be to feel more or become more connected to how you're feeling today. Take a breath into the intention and a breath out through your nose or your mouth. Blink your eyes open and make your way to hands and knees, spinning to face toward the top of the mat. Paw down through your palms a few times so you can roll from the base of your hand and through the knuckles and then all the way to the tips of your fingers. And do this on both sides, going as slowly as you can. Spread your fingers really wide and then root from the base of your palm. Spread out past the edges of all your fingertips and then anchor the finger pads to the earth. Take an inhale, press the left palm down, reach your right arm up to the sky, twist your heart open, and then as you exhale, thread the needle, glide your right shoulder all the way down to the mat and relax your head so that your cheek can land. Now here, keep pressing the left palm down into the earth, claw through your fingertips, and see how much you can twist your heart open toward the left side of your mat. Tuck your right toes behind you, and then start to glide your left foot all the way to the back of the mat so your leg draws towards straight. And begin to float left leg away from the earth. Squeeze your core and spin the left hip bone straight down toward the earth. And we'll start to take little pulses here. So activate the left glute to lift your leg an inch higher, and then release. Activate, lift, release. 3 more. Make sure you're breathing. Last time, breathe in, lift, squeeze, and hold for 3. For 2, belly button to spine for 1, and slowly lower the left leg all the way back down to the mat. Once your knee connects, you can untuck the right toes. Breathe in, counter twist, and reach your right arm all the way up to the sky. And then breathe out back to tabletop, right palm down. Inhale, left arm rises, open your heart. And as you exhale, thread the needle. Left shoulder slides down to the mat. Drop your head, and then press firmly into the right palm to twist your heart open. Make sure you're breathing. Tuck your left toes behind you and glide your right foot to the back of the mat. Press all 5 of your toenails down to stay with the hips nice and square. And then keep that as you begin to float the right leg away from the earth. Feel your core engage. And then squeeze the right glute and the hamstring to lift your leg a little higher. And release. Squeeze, lift. Exhale, lower down. Last 3 little micro movements here. 2, activate the glute. And 1 more time. Breathe in, lift your leg, hold, squeeze even harder for 3. For 2, how much can you contract the glute muscle for 1? And lower right knee all the way back down to the mat. Press into your right palm, untuck the left toes. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. Exhale, back to hands and knees. Claw into your fingertips. Tuck your toes behind you. Take an inhale. As you exhale, start to create a curve through the spine. So your tailbone's lifting up and back, and then drag your sacrum back towards your heels, finding an active child's pose. Spin so that your biceps are kind of wrapping toward each other, and you'll activate more into your arms, and you can feel like your hands are pulling together as well. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, press into your palms so much that you can float your knees like an inch away from the mat. And then take a big inhale to lift your hips all the way up high to the sky. So we're like in a downward facing dog, but the heels are really lifted. And then begin to round all the way forward into high plank, hugging front body to back body, pressing into the finger pads. Then slowly lower your knees back to hover away from the mat. Shift your hips back towards your heels. Reach your heart forward. It's an active child's pose with the knees lifted. Exhale. Inhale, lift your hips high to the sky. Firm your thighs, lift the heels. And then exhale, round forward to a high plank. Going back and forth between these 2 movements a few more times. Softly lower your knees down toward the earth. Micro bend your elbows. And then curve through your spine, lift your tailbone as you press your hips back towards your heels. Then the hips rise, firm your thighs high onto the balls of your feet and round forward. Feel low belly, then middle belly, then the heart. Press up towards your spine. And exhale, soften the knees down toward the mat, but don't put them down. 1 more time. Shift the hips back toward the heels. Keep pressing your palms down and forward. Then lift your hips all the way up high. Inhale. Exhale, round into a high plank. This time, breathe in the plank. And exhale, bend your elbows, lower down chaturanga. Release pelvis, heart, and chin to the mat. Untuck your toes. Press your toenails to the earth. And bring your hands to interlace at the base of your spine. See if you can bring the heels of your hands together to touch. Then, as you inhale, simultaneously press into the tops of the feet, press the pelvis down, and then stretch your arms toward the back of your space. Draw your shoulder blades together and pull your heart forward to the top of your mat. Take a big inhalation. Draw in at your waist so that your heart can reach more forward. And try to keep your neck aligned with the rest of your spine. Notice if the neck wants to hinge upward or downward. Create 1 big smooth line. And then on your last inhale here, float your feet away from the earth as well. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Lift 1 inch higher. Lift your hands away from your glutes. And exhale, slowly lower back down. Bring your palms beside your ribs. Tuck your toes behind you. And then press your hips back towards your heels. Active child's pose. This time the knees stay down. On your inhale, round through hands and knees. Lift your spine to the sky. And exhale, press down. Lift your hips back. Downward facing dog. Go slow as you transition. And take a few breaths into your downward facing dog. Soften the back of your neck. You can shake your head no, nod your head yes. Close your eyes and try to feel for any movements that your body wants to take. And so instead of just automatically going to pedaling the feet or swaying the hips or any of the things that we might regularly do, See how much you can listen to what wants to come through, what little wiggles. And it's okay if it's maybe non-traditional or doesn't look exactly the way you think it should. And once you've gotten out those wiggles, find your way back to a bit more steadiness. And then come back to that idea of rooting evenly to earth and sky, feeling that your hands and your feet are pulling you down to the core of the earth. But then the tip of your tailbone is reaching high to the sky, elongating your spine. On your next inhale, look forward to the top of your mat. Lift high to the balls of your feet and take tiny little baby tiptoes all the way forward. So see how many little steps you can take. One toe right in front of the next. Press your palms really firmly down into the earth. Get hollow in your core. And then when you finally reach the top, separate your feet to hips distance apart and fold forward. Root your left palm, bend your left knee, and then reach your right arm all the way up to the sky, open into a twist. And as you exhale, just begin to sway your hips slightly, subtly, toward the right and to the left. Feel an opening into the right side of your leg, the outer line of right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out, release. Right palm down, bend your right knee. Inhale and lift your left fingertips up to the sky. Little sways, side to side, just shifting the weight on your feet and noticing, curiously, how this changes what you're feeling. Release back down. Squeeze belly button to spine. Keep your knees micro bent. Rise all the way up to stand, stacking one vertebra onto the next. How slow can you go? And at the top, soften your shoulders down your back. Let's take a few shoulder rolls. So pull the shoulders up towards your ears and then feel as your shoulder blades travel down your back. Big release. 2 more times. And walk your feet together to touch. Palms face forward, arms beside you. Breathe in, reach fingertips wide and then all the way up overhead. As you exhale, grab the left wrist with your right hand. Inhale to lengthen your side bodies and then exhale, cinch right ribs toward the hips to open the left ribs, gliding toward the right side of your mat. And then gaze inside the left elbow crease. Beautiful. Inhale through center, look up. Exhale, left hand grabs the right wrist, and then arc up and over toward the left side of your mat. You can press your pelvis a little bit forward and slightly toward the right. And breathe in, rise up to stand. Breathe out, cactus your elbows. Create a shelf for your heart by pulling the shoulder blades together and then press your pelvis a little forward, lift your pelvic floor and reach your heart up toward the sky, little back bend. Rise back up to stand, inhale. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Keep your spine long as you bow. Inhale to a halfway lift. As you exhale, step your right toes all the way to the back of your mat and drop your right knee. From here, breathe in, pull your fingertips back to stretch your heart forward. As you breathe out, plant your palms, lift your back knee, shift your hips back. See if you can press into the earth so firmly that the left leg can hover and glide back to downward facing dog. If that's not happening, no problem. Bend your knees, step back. As you inhale, step your right foot forward to your right thumb, bending into a lunge, and then drop the back knee. Breathe in, pull back on the fingertips, lift the heart. Breathe out, step forward and fold forward, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Stretch out from tailbone to crown of head, and then exhale to fold forward. Inhale, rise up to stand, reach for the sky, lift your gaze towards your thumbs, and exhale, palms meet at heart center. Again, inhale, fingertips float up to the sky. Exhale, grab for the left wrist with the right hand and create your big side body stretch. Pull the left shoulder down your back. Inhale, rise through center. Exhale, other side. Left hand grabs for right wrist. Open between all your right ribs, create space there. Inhale, back to center, lift up. Exhale, cactus the elbows, stretch your heart to the sky. Inhale, fingertips float. And exhale, dive down, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. As you breathe out, step your left foot to the back of the mat and slowly lower your knee to the earth. Inhale, pull your feet together, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, press into your palms, lift your back knee. Shift your hips back, come high onto the ball of left foot, and then press down so much that right foot can float all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward between your palms, right knee drops to the earth. Lift your heart, and then exhale, step forward and fold forward, feet together at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just to fold. Inhale, fingertips circle wide, and then all the way up overhead, lift the gaze to the thumbs. And as you exhale, palms meet at your heart center. Okay, and we'll go just a little bit more quickly through this sequence. One more time on each side. Inhale, reach your fingertips up. Exhale, side body stretch, right hand to left wrist. Inhale through center. Exhale, left hand, right wrist. Breathe in, look up. As you exhale, this time circle your hands down to the base of your spine, interlace your fingers, and then pull your knuckles toward the earth as you stretch your heart up to the sky, back bend any amount. Inhale, rise back up to stand, look up. Exhale, big dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, elongate. Exhale, right foot steps to the back of the mat, drop your knee. Breathe in, lift the heart. Breathe out, press down, pick up right knee, pick up left foot, step back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, right foot comes to the top of the mat, the left knee drops, reach your heart forward, and then exhale, step forward and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just to fold. Inhale, reach for the sky, rise up to stand. Exhale, palms meet at your heart. Inhale, fingertips float. Exhale, side body stretch, right hand, left wrist, arc up and over. Inhale through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down to the base of your spine. Stretch your pelvis forward, heart to the sky. Little back bend, keep lifting the low belly and the pelvic floor. Firm your thighs. Rise back up with your strong core, reach up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left toes step back, left knee drops. Breathe in, lift the heart. Breathe out, press down, round your spine. Float your right foot, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot glides forward to left thumb, drop your back knee, breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, step forward and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. On your next inhalation, sink low and back into your heels. Bend your knees deeply, squeeze your inner thighs, then reach your fingertips all the way up to the sky. Utkatasana, chair pose. See if you can bring your palms to touch, hug your belly button to your spine, and then sit as low as you can, like there was actually a chair behind you that you could melt your pelvis into. One more breath in, lift the spine. Breathe out, palms to prayer at heart center, prayer twist. Left elbow finds outer right thigh. The knees keep hugging together, and try to keep the knees aligned so that one is not jutting more forward than the other. Press down from right palm into left palm to glide your thumbs away from your armpit and more towards your sternum. And then sequentially revolve through your spine until maybe finally the gaze lifts over the right elbow. 2 more breaths here. Feel all the fires that are slowly starting to burn in your thighs. And then match the intensity with your breath. Stay low in your chair. Breathe in, reach your fingertips high, coming out of the twist. Then breathe out, palms to prayer, heart center. Twist the other way, right elbow outside the left thigh. Create the anchor point from which to twist. See if you can play with lifting your toes just a little bit away from the earth so that more weight shifts back into your heels. Then squeeze your belly button to your spine. Activate the core even more. 2 breaths here. Breathe in, back to your chair. Reach your arms up high. And breathe out, fold forward. Let all of that go. Walk your feet a little wider. Turn your toes out. As you inhale, stick your butt back and pull your heart forward like a wide halfway lift. And then exhale, bend your knees, sit low to a squat. Reach your fingertips forward and then all the way up overhead. Active squat here. Inhale. Exhale, sink, Malasana. Palms to prayer, heart center. Drive the elbows to the inner thighs, but press the inner thighs back into your elbows. Reach your heart for your thumbs. And then reach the fingertips forward and softly lower both sitting bones to the mat at the very same time. Step your feet a little bit forward. Take your hands to your shins. As you inhale, start to stick your butt back, lift your toes, roll to the knife edges of your feet, but keep the toes flexed and bright. And then begin to let this arc radiate up your spine so that the heart reaches forward. And then finally, open the throat by lifting your gaze to the sky. As you exhale, swallow front body to back body. Press your toes back to the earth. Pull firmly back on your shins to create a really rounded spine. Stretch out the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, come forward. Send your pelvis back. Heart reaches to the top of your mat as the toes widen and the gaze lifts. And then exhale, round in. How much can you squeeze your front body to your back body? One more time like this. Slowly breathe in. Create the curves in your spine. Butt goes back, heart goes forward. Gaze to the sky. And for the full duration of your exhale, pull belly button back towards your spine like it's magnetized there. And then draw your shoulder blades away from each other by pulling more actively on your shins. Inhale, rise back up with a neutral spine. Reach your fingertips forward. And then exhale, start to round through your spine. Slowly lower down just until you feel your core start to engage. Then bring your palms together at prayer and we'll twist here. So it's like the left elbow is going to touch the front of right thigh. Back to center. Inhale through center. Exhale to twist. Try to twist from your waistline up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep squeezing your core. Keep your big toes down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, you can stay here or begin to float your feet away from the mat so the shins are parallel to the earth. Inhale. Exhale to twist. Inhale through center. Exhale to twist. Breathe in. Breathe out, staying slow and steady. Inhale. Exhale. One more time right here. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Even your sides, twist to the left. Okay, you can stay here, or maybe toes extend all the way up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. If the legs are lifting, squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale. Exhale. Keep some energy in your toes. Spread them wide. Inhale. Exhale. One more time each side. Inhale. Exhale. You got it. Inhale. Last exhale. Really, really twist. And then breathe in. Reach your fingertips forward. Breathe out, Ardha Navasana. Lower down so that the low back presses to the earth, taking the curve out of the spine. Reach your toes forward, but keep your shoulder blades lifted. Just squeeze. Hug the inner thighs, hug the inner ankles. Maybe your core is shaking. Reach your arms all the way back over your ears. If you can, we'll hold for 5. For 4. Big breaths. 3, you got it. 2, low back presses down. 1, and release everything down to the mat. Right away into Shavasana. Toes to the corners of the mat, palms face up to the sky. And let yourself soften into this slow burn that you created. And feel with every moment that you stay resting in stillness, as though your body is melting down into the earth beneath you, so that the boundary between your physical body and the earth gets blurred and softened. Close your eyes if they're not, and allow your breath to find, once again, a natural, intuitive rhythm. Start to send all your awareness to what it feels like to breathe. And let your next inhale really take its time as it travels from the low belly, through the ribs, and to the heart space. And when you exhale, feel it travel down that same channel. And begin to flicker little movements into fingers and toes. And then find a long body stretch. Toes forward, arms back. Breathe in to elongate in all directions. And breathe out, roll lazily to fetal pose. Try to go with as little effort as possible to one side or the other. Relax your head. And then press down and make your way up back to Sukhasana, ending just as we began. And feeling the pelvis heavy, rooting to the earth, and while feeling the crown of the head reaching up toward the light. Take a moment with your palms facing up just to observe, to check in once again with how you're feeling, and to let go of any judgment around what your experience is. Just let it be. Draw your palms to meet at heart center and acknowledge yourself for making time to move on your mat today and for being able to slow down. So much of what we do in our lives is with such a fast pace, so this practice can be so nourishing. Lift your heart towards your thumbs and then tuck your chin in slightly towards your chest, bowing your third eye to the tips of your fingers. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this little practice with me. I hope that you're feeling connected and lit up and energized for the rest of your day or your night. And I just want to take a quick second to talk about memberships on my channel. So this is a new thing. There is an option now where you can join my channel as a monthly donation member. And this is just a $5 monthly donation that really helps to support me so that I can continue to make free content for you here on YouTube. It is very important to me that all of the yoga practices here remain free. That's one of the big reasons that I enjoy teaching on YouTube, because I think it makes yoga more accessible to more people. So with the membership option, it's just a donation, and there are a couple of little fun emojis that you can use as a member, and you'll just get a little badge next to your name if you leave a comment on my channel. So no pressure at all, but if you have the means, I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. I hope you're doing really well, and I will see you very soon in another class. Bye.